What's going on, YouTube? Thanks for watching. If you're watching this, you're probably watching the replay because there's no way that someone can be watching right now, right as I go live. So if you are watching the replay, skip forward about 2 minutes. I'm just going to make sure that everything is working here on my end, and then we're going to go live on Facebook to start the show. So I'm going to get my comments up here. If you are watching the YouTube live and you are watching the replay, let me know. Are you working on a church website right now? Because that's what we're talking about. Do you manage it? Do you update it? Do you want to update it? Do you want to change it? Do you want to manage it? I'm curious to know where you start. All right, going to go live on Facebook and we'll get the show started. As soon as it picks up the key, which it still hasn't picked up. Interesting. Facebook is still not picking up the stream. I wonder why. Custom stream key. We are using the same one. Am I on? Ah, that's why. I'm on my church Facebook, not the CTA Facebook. Hello! Let me go over to CTA here and get the stream started. Church Training Academy Live. Connect. Are you gonna see something? Come on. Come on, Facebook. Pick it up. Pick it up, Facebook. Come on, Facebook. My camera's weirding out on me here. There we go. That looks better. There we go. Now Facebook is with the program. Now Facebook is with the program. All right, so now you should be able to see me. I'm not as bright. I'm not a bright ghost. All right, Facebook has got me down. So I'm going to go live, and then we're going to start this. And, hey, right at the 2-minute mark. That's exactly where I wanted to be. All right, here we go. Today on the Justin Nava Show, we're going to blaze... Let me start that over again. Oh, that was so bad. Today on the Justin Nava Show, we're blazing through 30 things that you need to have on your church website. I'm also going to share with you how you, yes, you, can get yourself a free holiday website. And yes, Easter is coming up. This may be a godsend. This is something you need. And finally, we're going to nerd out a little bit about football. And no, I'm not talking about the Super Bowl because just because the Super Bowl is over does not mean that football is over. All that today, right now, on the Justin Nava Show, Episode 3, 30 Lessons from the Best Church Websites. Welcome back to the Justin Nava Show, Episode 3. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Justin Nava. I'm one half of Church Training Academy, the place where you can go to learn how to use, harness, and exploit technology to further your church, your message, the kingdom, and the gospel into your community and city. The Justin Nava Show, we talk mostly about communication, strategy, leadership, marketing, all the stuff that is more of the communication stuff going outside your church and how to utilize that and a lot of the strategy that goes behind the technology. Because just because you have some technology does not mean that you know how to use it, right? Knowing how to cook is different than being able to cook. So I'm going to show you, exactly what you need to know, but also how to put it into practice. And today, we're talking about 30 lessons from the best church websites. I was inspired yesterday. I did a tweet storm of 30 things that I find wrong with, at the time, local business websites. And I realized that this is something that I think churches need to know, so I kind of put it on my docket. And then last night, I got a website audit request. That's a whole other thing. It was very frustratingly demanding, and so I did not do it. And then I also got a message at like 10:40 last night, about 20 minutes before my bedtime, from a former coworker who said, "Our website is a hot garbage. I wish I had your brain." And I was like, you know what? Let's talk about this on the show tomorrow. I kind of knew I wanted to talk about it, but she kind of solidified it. So I'm going to give you 30 things from the best church websites. And I was going to do 30 things wrong with church websites or 30 things you shouldn't have. But I like to try to be positive, okay? So we're going to do 30 things you should have on your church website. And this is 30 things. And I try to keep the Justin Nava Show 20 minutes long. So I'm going to go pretty fast. But don't worry. You can listen to this as many times as you want. And I'm going to give you an action step to take at the end to make it all so simple and so easy. But first, let's start with the first. I'm going to break it up into 2 sections. Number one, the number one lesson from the best church websites is you need to have a clear headline. No confusion, okay? Cute kills. That's what the story brand guides say. Cuteness kills. Don't be, we are, whatever your town is. Let's say Dallas. We are Dallas. We love Dallas. Serving Jesus, serving Dallas. No. Make a clear headline with what your church aims to do, okay? And if it's something that's a little churchy, hey, maybe that works for you. Test it out. Maybe it's something where you want to have it reach towards visitors, a place where you can fit in and feel welcome, right? Welcome home is a little vague, but maybe you can say a family away from family, or finally a family you can trust if you really want to aim towards the people that don't have a trustworthy family, right? Because there's some people that are like that, and the church provides that. Number 2, you got to have contact info in the top right corner. If you do not have your phone number, if you do not have your email address in the top right corner, you're losing out on people. Some people, they want to just call you, and they're not going to dig around your website. They're going to call someone else. You're missing that servant opportunity. You're missing that potential visit. Number 3, responsive website design. What does that mean? That means your website adapts itself for the screen that it's on. You want to have a website that looks good on desktop, and it doesn't just shrink itself. It needs to adapt itself for mobile viewing, okay? This means that if you have multiple columns, they collapse in on themselves and they kind of organize themselves down. Most of the modern website platforms will do this for you, but you need to make sure that it still looks good. You want to make sure that pictures are in the right place. They're, not cropped out or cut out just because the screen gets too small. Number 4, you got to have immediate calls to action. Plan your visit. Watch a sermon. See what we believe. Upcoming events. Something that calls people to take action. You want someone to do something when they come to your website. You don't want them just to say, that's nice. Next church. Okay? Because the next church is going to say, plan your visit. Oh, these people actually want me to come. They don't want me just to know about them. They want me to come. Which brings me to number 5, no web-splaining. If you haven't heard me talk about web-splaining yet, web-splaining is basically telling people what to do on your website, but in an incredibly patronizing way, okay? And by this I mean, we know you'll love our website. Feel free to take a look around and click on any buttons you find. What? Of course. What else do you do with a website? Right? Okay. This isn't like Walmart greeters saying, hey, welcome to Walmart. Let me know if you have any questions. No, it's a website. People know what to do on a website. You don't have to tell them to look around. You don't have to tell them thank you for watching or visiting. You don't have to tell them all that stuff. Just give them the information that they need and make it, I don't want to spoil anything, make it scannable, okay? Don't fill it up with fluff. Oh, we're so happy you decided to visit our website. No. For more information, click the big blue button down below. The big blue button says click here for more information. You don't have to type it out. Oh, that's a trigger for me. Number 6, you got to have only 1 or 2 options that your website needs to take. Are you taking notes? Are you writing this down? 1 or 2 options that you want new people to take on your site. You want them to plan a visit. You want them to see a ministry. You want them to see what you believe. You want them to see what your sermon. Don't give them everything under the sun. They're going to get confused with too many options. It's called analysis paralysis. You ever walk into a Walmart and you see all these different brands of toothpaste, and you're like, I know I don't want my usual toothpaste. I want to try something new. You take out your phone, you start looking stuff. By the time you pick a toothpaste, it's been 20 minutes. People don't have 20 minutes to look at your site and see what's going on. So give them 1 or 2 things to take. I call it the Costco model. I just made it up right now. Costco, they have like 2 brands of toothpaste, and you get a lot of it, and it's good stuff, right? I can trust that Costco has found quality toothpaste at the best price that they can get it for me, and I can just walk in and I can just pick 1 of 2 toothpastes. That's why I buy my toothpaste at Costco. Go for the Costco model. Number 7, this should have been number 1, fast loading. It has to be fast. Your website has to be fast. People's attention spans, they're going to leave you after 3 seconds, okay? And within 1.7 seconds, they're going to make the first impression of your website. If your website does not, they're going to make the first impression of your church. If your website does not load in 1.7 seconds, or it looks distorted and it's not all right in the first 1.7 seconds, up to 3 seconds, they're going to have a negative view of your church. Number 8, here we go. Number 8, ask for email signups, but also provide why. There's not many live streamers commenting, I'm assuming because everyone's taking notes. And that's good because there's not going to be a cheat sheet for you here. You got to listen and pay attention, okay? This is so valuable. You need to, when you ask for email signups, you need to provide why. Don't just say, join our newsletter. Why? So you can bombard me with women's ministry emails? Because I know that's going to happen. Because that happens with every church every church newsletter I sign up. I get bombarded with women's ministry stuff, men's ministry stuff, and kids ministry stuff. Then maybe I don't have any kids. So give me a reason to sign up. Stay up to date with current events, local events, pastor's blog. Tell me why, so I can either sign up to get it and be excited for it, or B, not waste yours or my time. And number 9, you got to collect emails. Don't worry about social followers, okay? Social follows. Social follows, that's a whole different game that we have to play, and it's a complicated game. Emails give you one-on-one connection, one-on-one contact with the people that are subscribing, okay? And if they're the kind of person that would subscribe to an email, they're also the kind of person that would, read your emails, okay? The person that gives you a social follow, there's no guarantee they're ever going to see any of your posts. And so you're not really making a connection there. You're just raising a vanity number. Number 10, you got to make conservative use of headlines. Don't put headlines all over your website. Okay? You have a headline, you have a chunk of text. You have a smaller headline, you have a chunk of text. You have a headline 3 and a chunk of text with some pictures and maybe some options. Don't make everything a headline. You sound like a mattress salesman online. Conservative use. 1 H1 per page. 1 H2 per page, I would say, and then fill out the rest, okay? Number 11, you got to have short, scannable paragraphs. Do not write a Charles Dickens novel, all right? I know you have a lovely, wonderful church history. I know you have so much that you want to tell me about your men's breakfast. Bullet points, short, concise paragraphs. Every paragraph should be no more than 3 sentences. 2 sentences if they're longer sentences. It needs to be scannable. Everything needs to be scannable. Tommy wants to know, newsletters give a choice of the type of newsletter? Yeah, make a women's, and when I say newsletter, I'm talking about like an email newsletter. Yeah, women's ministry, stay up to date with women's ministry. Okay, sign up here. And then they only get women's ministry email newsletters. This is called segmentation. We're going to talk about it next month in our email for ministry course that we're going to come out. Tommy, spoiler alert, you're getting a new email course. Youth ministry newsletter. If there's a general church newsletter, that's fine. But don't send me a dude, or if I was a single dude, don't bombard me with email newsletters about women's ministries and kids ministries. It doesn't apply to me. Even throw in senior ministries. Doesn't apply. I'm gonna unfollow you and think you're unrelatable. So, segmentation's key. Number 12, contact info and forms on every page. This is huge. Okay? If I'm on the kids ministry page and I want to know if you will accept my ADD child, or if you have a wheelchair ramp, or if I have any security questions, I am not going to go to a contact page, a whole separate form, and start asking my questions, because then I'm going to probably want to go back and look at the page again when I try to formulate my question. I also might click on your contact form. It loads up a whole new page, and I got to find a form, and it's complicated, especially when you have lots of stuff. Or maybe I want to call you, but on the page I'm on, there's no call info. There's no phone number. Contact info and forms on every page. Okay, take a break. Put the pencils down, class. We're going to take a break. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the contact info that we're just talking about. Maybe your website doesn't have a good-looking form. It's really hard to find a website builder that has good-looking forms without having to code. It's also hard to find one that you don't have to pay money for, okay? My websites that I build, I intentionally take the time to make beautiful forms, because if they look good and they act good, they will bring in new inquiries, okay? You don't always have this option. And for that, I recommend Cognito Forms. Go to churchtrainingacademy.com/cognito to find out more. That's our affiliate link. We get a little commission if you click on it at no extra cost to you. But Cognito Forms is an easy way to build forms for your church. And guess what? They have a free plan with unlimited forms. If you're the one that's going to manage it, you only need one user. You can sign up for the free plan. Go to churchtrainingacademy.com/cognito. Scroll down a little bit and you'll see the option for the button for the free account. But with Cognito Forms, you can build out all kinds of forms you want. You can build out a sign-up form. You can build out a collections form. You can build out a event sign-up form, a children's registration form, a request form, maybe an IT form if you're a bigger church and you need to start taking service requests. All these forms are available for you in Cognito Forms. So not incognito, but inside of Cognito Forms. They even have templates that you can use and get started with. And you just go in, the builder's very drag and drop, and what you see is what you get. And it's super simple, and you can take the form and send out a link. You can take the form and embed it on your website, and it looks good. Again, churchtrainingacademy.com/cognito. And there will be a link down below in the show notes. Just open up your app, whatever you're listening to or watching on, scroll down, click on that link. Tommy said he agreed. That would be a form of spam. Yeah, if I'm going to get stuff that's not relevant to me, it's spam. I'm going to move my camera down just a little bit and I'm going to keep going. So we are blazing through here. We're 10 minutes into the recording and we're barely even halfway. So let's get going. Number 13 thing you need on your website. Number 13 lesson to take from the best church websites. Testimonials. You got to have testimonials. It is amazing how many churches have websites with no testimonials. Dude, we have the greatest stories to be told. More on that later. So tell the stories of your people on your church website. Testimonials. Number 14, no flash. Okay, it's rarer, but I still see flash little flags. You know, hey, we love America. Little flash flag. No, stop it. It looks bad. First of all, it looks outdated. Second of all, it's just a broken thing on your phone. It looks bad. Number 15, make sure all your plugins and widgets are updated. There's nothing worse, and Google Maps especially, because I don't know what they're doing, but so many websites I go to, the Google Maps is broken. It says, cannot load, outdated, does not support on this browser. I don't know what plugin you're using, but it annoys me to no end because now I can't find where you are. I was hoping to see it. Now I don't. Make sure all your plugins and widgets are updated, especially if you're taking data with those. The updates are often security updates. You do not want an outdated security plugin and widget collecting your church members' valuable data. Number 16, getting a little bit techie here. You got to have a personalized favicon. What's a favicon? Pull up your browser, go to facebook.com. If you look in the tab, you see the little blue F. That's a favicon. Okay, go to twitter.com. Look in the tab, you see the little blue bird. That's a favicon. It's a little thing that goes up at the top. So many websites, they still have this little black box for Squarespace, or they have a little white W for WordPress, or whatever they're using, and it just doesn't look professional. Okay, so put a personalized favicon on there. Number 17, title tags that are more than just home or about. What do I mean by title tag? Go to twitter.com. I'm gonna pull mine up right here, and go. See the title tag is my name. Okay, if I go to my church website, let's go to my church website here. The title tag is First Baptist Church, welcome home. Okay, it tells you a little bit about the church. It doesn't just say home. I don't like that. Okay, about, no, meet the leadership, more about us, plan your visit. Change the title tag. I lost my place here. Let me pull it back up. There we go. Number 18, make sure all your links are working. There's nothing worse than seeing meet our staff and then it goes to a 404 page. Or maybe you have a blog post and you write down, pastor says, he was talking about the why we do Last Supper or communion, or why do we call it something different. It says you can read more about it on this article, and then the article goes somewhere that's broken. It's a bad experience. Make sure all your links are working. This is especially important if you change your link titles, or your link URLs. Maybe you do a summer camp 2018 and then next year you use the same page, summer camp 2019. If anything is pointing to 2018, it's not going to work. It's a bad experience. Make sure all your links are working. Number I skipped a number there, 18, 19, whatever we're at. Make sure that you don't have an absorbent amount of animations, a plethora of animations. Animations are one of those things like headlines. It's got to be conservative. Okay, if it serves a purpose, right, you want people to slowly see information as you scroll, and it flies in from the bottom, that's fine. If you want something to be catchy, you want it to bounce in from the side, that's fine. What I don't like is you're on the learn the gospel page, and everything's flying at you and bouncing in, and it's just distracting. Especially when you scroll down, you scroll back up, and it starts the animations all over again. Stop it. Bad website. Few animations. Okay, that was number 18. Number 19 was all links working. Number 20. Make sure your sermon player and your blog is updated. There's nothing worse than going on say to a church website and say, I want to listen to a sermon. And it's February and the last sermon was updated in October. Okay? Not good. Not cool, dude. Same thing with the blog. I want to read Pastor Nick's blog. He hasn't written since 2016. Oh, boy. Is he even still there? What's going on with this church? I don't know. This is a whole nother subject again, and we're going to come out with a blog course later this year. It's on our docket for Church Training Academy 2.0. But make sure everything is updated, okay? And if your blog stops getting updated, Dave is a fan of removing the dates, okay? So make sure that if you're not going to update it consistently, just remove the dates, okay? Take the dates off, and then people won't know it's 2 years old. Or 2, consider taking the blog off, especially if it was a pastor blog and that pastor is no longer there. There is a difference, and we'll talk about that later on in the year. Number 21, clear mobile navigation. Now, it's hard to mess up computer navigation. You got this big screen and you got drop downs. That's cool. Mobile navigation, though, remember, over half of your website traffic is going to be from mobile devices, phones. And if your navigation doesn't look good, if you open the hamburger menu and there's 30 things that you have to find, and you have to find what you're, that's so confusing. And especially if it's little text, sometimes the navigation menus don't translate well on mobile. Got to have easily readable text and clickable buttons. Little bonus there, clickable buttons. Make sure all the buttons are nice and big on mobile. Number 22, promise windows of callback when contacted. There's probably a better way to say that, but what I'm talking about is when you go to a contact form and it says, contact us and we'll call you back, tell them when, okay? We'll call you back within 2 business days. That's an easy one, right? All my clients, all my website clients, they know that if they email me, I will email them back within 48 hours, okay? That's a promise of a window. So a lot of people are concerned. I'm concerned too. If I fill out a contact form, am I even going to hear back from these guys? Or am I giving them my email? I'm going to start get a bunch of women's ministry and kids emails. I don't want that. I just want you to call me back, right? Maybe I can't talk right now, but I have a question about my husband. I don't know, something like that. My wife, whatever. You got to give a promise to when you're going to call back. And then of course you got to stick to it. Okay. That's just good business. All right. If you don't call them back within the time you promised, then you got some issues to work through. Number 23, make sure all your phone numbers are click to call. What is click to call? That means if I see a phone number on my phone and I click it, my phone app opens up and I'm able to call, right? That's super simple. That's super easy to set up. Most website platforms should be able to do that. I know mine does. And so, if I see a phone number, I want to be able to click it. If I see an email, I want to be able to click it, and it just opens up an email. Number 24, make sure the About page, oh boy, this is going to be so hard not to spend 5 minutes on. Make sure the About page is actually about the visitor, okay? Yes, it is about us. Meet our leadership. Yes, okay, yeah. You would think, well, they want to know all about me. No! When someone goes to your About page, they don't want to learn all about you. They want to learn all about what you can do for them. Okay? So make sure your About page is not some academic bibliography. I always use that word. Academic background or biography with paragraphs of what you've done, but never list anything about what you've done for the city, for the church, or anything. It's all about your studies and your travels. It looks like you're just preaching from a throne. Okay? Make sure you talk about how you serve the city and your community and your people on your About page. I know it seems backwards. Okay, but when people visit your About page, they're looking to see what you can do for them. All right, they're probably looking to see you're not crazy, and we talked about that on episode 1, I think, having a killer About page. I'm just reiterating it here. Okay, gotta go on. There's more I could say, but I gotta go on. Number 25, your homepage needs to be more than just a giant picture. Okay, so many church websites I go to and visit, the homepage is just a picture of worship, or it's a picture of the pastor preaching. It's a picture of a Bible. It's a picture of the building. And then you expect people to click around. No. I can't do no's as fast as my wife's family can. They all have weird tongues and they go, I can't do that. No. That's as fast as I can go. Your homepage needs to be like Facebook. Okay. When you go to Facebook, you don't open it up and you start clicking around. No, what do? You open it up and you start scrolling, right? That's the expectation for websites today. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you, Twitter, for doing that to our lives. Your homepage needs to be more than a giant picture, and then you expect people to click around. Give them an opportunity to scroll. We talk about that. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that in a minute. Number 26, storytelling. I talked about this a little bit more in testimonials. You need to have stories on your website. What is your church doing in your community? Tell that story. If I give your church $20, what is going to happen to that $20? Is it going to go in the pastor's pocket? Is it going to pay for some lighting? Is it going to go to mission work? Tell some stories. The giving page is a fantastic place to do this. Number 27, you got to have fewer colors than the rainbow. Okay? If your website has more colors than a box of Lucky Charms, you're doing it wrong. You need to have very few colors. Okay? I'm a big fan of 2-color websites. I like to keep it simple. You look at all my websites, you will not see more than white and 2 other colors. Okay, I don't count white as a color. I even have one website that's all black and white and it looks professional. It looks really good. It's a little bit more of a luxury brand, but it looks really good. And so you can do it. Don't think that you have to do, all the red buttons have to be red. I read an article that says red causes people to click. Oh, and all our headlines have to be green because it makes people think comfort. And, the about page needs to be blue because blue equals trust and purple equals creativity. Let's make our music page purple. Don't do that. Pick two colors. Pick two colors and stick with that. Number 28, along the same line, 2 or 3 fonts max. 2 or 3 fonts max. You can have a big headline font, you can have a sub-headline font, and you can have a paragraph font. Don't go more than that. And of course, same font across all the website. Every page should not have different fonts. If you want it to be Comic Sans, I will accept Comic Sans if it's one of 2 or 3 fonts that you have. I will not accept Comic Sans on the kids page, but you're using Open Sans or Lotto or Helvetica everywhere else. Number 29, you got to use landing pages for your events. What's a landing page? We'll talk about that more in a second, but a landing page is basically a page that is dedicated to one thing and one thing only, and it removes all navigation items away from that page. So if I land on a landing page, which means I browse to a landing page, I've basically landed on an island, and I have one thing to do, and that's, click to sign up for the event. Now, obviously, I can click the back button and get out of there. Landing pages are great more for ads and for promotions. So if you send out a flyer, put a landing page address on that flyer, for example, Easter at FBE, which will be live in a few weeks. That page, there's only one thing to do. RSVP for Easter, okay? If you really want to go to our website, there's a link at the very bottom in a teeny tiny footer. But when they go to that website, all I want them to do, when they go to that landing page, all I want them to do is RSVP for Easter. Get directions, okay? That's all I want them to do. So a great church website will use landing pages for events. And finally, number 30, we made it. We got like 1 minute left. You got to audit your website every week for updates and monitor for visitor activity. Every week you got to check, is the women's ministry potluck, is that done? Can I take it off now? Is this traveling speaker that was supposed to speak in December, are they still on the website? Let me check it. I love Monday mornings. Come in Monday morning, get some coffee, check your email for a couple minutes, and then go to your website and remove all events that happened over the weekend. Okay? If you wanted to do bonus points, brownie points, do it on Thursday as well. That way, anything that happens on Wednesdays, if that's a big night for your church, you can take it off as well. And then you also got to check for visitor activity. Make sure that your visitors aren't bouncing. Are they going to a broken link? You got to monitor that, and then you can fix whatever's broken. Okay, so I slowed down there at the end because I want to make sure I don't miss anything. I am running out of time, but I'm going to leave you with this. We're not going to talk about football because I only have a few more minutes, but I'm going to tell you this. I told you at the very beginning of the show, you have a chance to get a free Easter landing page. And we talked about a landing page as a dedicated page that is just for one thing and one thing only. And this is going to be for Easter. When this launches, basically, when this podcast launches, it launches hopefully next week. Dave said we got to build 3 or 4 episodes and then we can launch the podcast. I appreciate everyone that's watching live. When we launch the podcast, we're going to launch it with a giveaway. Okay? All you have to do is leave a review for the podcast. Okay? Leave a review for the podcast when it launches. One of the reviews I'm going to pick for a free Easter landing page. This is going to be a website professionally designed by yours truly. And I'm gonna give you tell me, we're gonna work together, what video you want on it, what text you want on it. I can make some suggestions for you, and I'm gonna lay it out, and I'm gonna professionally design it for you. And then all you have to do is hook up your domain to the site, and now you have your own Easter website. You can put it on all your promotional materials. Easter at First Baptist Denton. I don't know if there is a First Baptist Denton. Easter at Third Baptist Houston. There probably is a Third Baptist in Houston. I know there is some Third Baptist somewhere in America. Easter at Mosaic Church, Florida. Whatever your church is, we'll work together to get you an Easter landing page that's professionally designed. It's going to accomplish your goals. It's going to give potential visitors or CEO visitors, church and Easter only visitors, a chance to see about your church and make a decision. Am I going to this place or not? It is going to be professionally done by yours truly. me, and we're going to set your goals and we're going to accomplish them with this website. But you only get it if you leave a review on the podcast. So when the podcast goes out, if you need yourself an Easter landing page, or maybe you just want a page, I'll even hold it off for a year if you want to use it for 4th of July or Christmas or an anniversary. That's fine. It'll be good for a year if you don't want to use it for Easter. Leave a review. One of our review leavers, when the podcast goes out, will get a free Easter landing page. One of them, it will be a giveaway. And we'll figure out how to contact you there. So thank you for watching. We didn't get to nerd out about football, but basically Alliance Football League starts this Sunday, and I am super excited for it. The NFL needs a kick in the pants, and I think that Alliance Football will do that with different rules they're setting up and different teams and the way they're managing their players. I'm super excited for that. But we don't have time to talk about it right now. So next week, maybe we'll do my first thoughts and impressions on the Alliance Football League. Are you watching the Alliance Football League? Leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching Justin Nava Show, Episode 3, 30 Lessons from the Best Church Websites. I'm Justin Nava from Church Training Academy. Go and be awesome. Update your website. If you have any questions, of course, if you're an insider, you can leave it in our insider Facebook group. If you have any questions, go to churchmediahacks.com. You can join our free group, and maybe I'll answer you there. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I might be a little bit too busy designing an Easter landing page for a church. We'll see. God bless. Take what you learn. Go change lives.